Yeah, hello friends. Welcome to this new tutorial. Today we are going to see another CI/CD service by AWS, which is AWS Code Build. AWS Code Build is a fully managed CI service, which is used for compiling your code, run some tests against it, and create a final artifact, which will be pre-packaged application, which is ready to deploy. So this is exciting AWS service by for CI/CD pipeline. So let's go into service and go into code build. Yeah, so here we can see option for creating build project. So let's create one. You can give any name. Here I'm just giving hello world, which is in line with what we have created in code commit earlier. So again, description is optional. I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to the next part of it, which is source provider. So here we can choose S3 GitHub. There are options, but we are going to use AWS Code Commit, which is like we already have seen our code in the last tutorial. We are just carrying it from there. So I'll choose Code Commit. And here, like when you choose Code Commit, right, it gives you option which repository you want to use. So we have selected hello world and master branch. So if you see here, like it's giving us option to choose a branch. So if you have any development branch, even you can create a project for that branch itself. So this is like a good option. You can see that you can choose your own branch and then use that code to test and make sure that everything is good with your code. Right here, I'm just choosing environment for this code commit. So like going with Amazon Linux 2, then standard runtime image. I'm like we have a custom image where if you have your Docker image, right, you can choose it there. But otherwise, I'm just going with AWS managed image. Right, most of the parameters I'm keeping default. Right, and this is very important, choosing your IAM service role. So either you can create a new role, which is what we are doing, or you can use existing service role. So I'm just giving option to create a new one, and later we'll see what all it creates for us. So it's good to check it later. So yeah, for everything else, let's go with default setting and build spec. We are just asking it to use whatever there in our root for code repository. So there is a file called buildspec.yaml, and that naming convention is very important, that it just looks for that file like buildspec.yaml, and we have seen that file earlier. We'll see it once again like after creating this project, but for now we'll just go ahead with this option what we are seeing on screen, right? Use a build spec file, right? I'm not giving any special artifacts. Then logs, we are choosing CloudWatch logs. It create like our CloudWatch log group and puts our logs there. Yeah, so it's good to understand this integration, like whatever we have seen till now, right? Like it integrates with code commit, then it integrates with CloudWatch logs. So this integration, understanding this integration is key. Right, so okay, so this project is created. So now let's go to IAM and see that role we talked about, right? That role will be created. So just go there and see what all permissions it has given. So this code build hello world will be there in the naming convention. So just go there and just browse through this policy. But for now, just see trust relationship. So you can see trusted entity is code build service. So this tells us that it created a service role and this is being used by code build. So this trust relationship is automatically is created for us. So same thing, it create the policy. You can quickly browse through the policy, what all permissions it has given. When I'm checking summary, right, I can see CloudWatch logs, I can see code build, then code commit, it has to get read. And if you have any artifacts, you can put it in the S3. And so it have to have read write on the S3. So these are minimum permissions which are needed for code build, and AWS has done it for us. We haven't created it our own, right? So this is good to know what all permissions we need for this to work, right? Yeah, so let's go back. Yeah, so this is our project which is created. Yeah, there is no build history because we just created a project which haven't run build as yet. So there will not be any history which we can see, right? Yeah. So other thing I want to show you is like this code commit. Yeah, we have seen this in past, but in last tutorial, but just want to have a refresher for this. So, oh, okay. So actually, I expect code to be here, but I don't see any file. So that is surprising. Yeah, but yeah, let's go back to our Git repository, right, which is on local system. If you can see that, right, if I look into that ls, we have all the files, which I was thinking like it's already there in code commit as part of our earlier tutorial, but somehow it was missing there. But yeah, just let me refresh once, right? Okay, so it's not there. So nothing to worry. We can push it again because we have cloned this repository to our uh, local Git repository, right? So we can just push it from there. Actually, yeah, we just need to push it. So commit repository. Yeah, so we'll just go there once and see whether it got pushed. Hopefully it should be. Yeah, great. Yeah. So we can see those codes and files are there. So like this is a build spec.yaml, which is the key file for code build to work. And whatever we are instructing code build through this file. So there are different phases which are this is just a syntax. You should know what are the phases in code build, and this is a sample one, so we can see like what all we are doing as part of this build spec.yaml. And important is build. So what we are doing is we are just checking hello world uh, as a string, whether it is there in index.html. If it is there in index.html, we call it as a successful test for the this particular code, and this code is good enough for us to use for next like service or deploy it on our EC2 like wherever we want to deploy it, right? So you can see that, right? So yeah, and that was that, and then I'm just starting code build. Yeah, so this is we are just choosing branch, right? As we have seen already, like this is a master branch we are working with. There is option for environmental variables override. So yeah, so this is like we are not going into those many details for now. This is our basic code build project, and we want to try and see whether our build spec.yaml gets read as part of this, and like it does a build. So once I start it, we can see that it's in progress. So you can see the status in build status. So here we can see build logs. You can just tell and it shows us what all it is doing. So this is a tell of the log. And even build like if you go into phases, right, it will show what all the phase is completed and what is in progress and how much time each phase took, right? Yeah, but important thing here to know, right? This view entire log. This is very good. Like this get integrated with CloudWatch and it puts into a complete log in CloudWatch log. So we can go there and see it ourselves that everything will be logged there. So whatever we are doing in code build, it get logged in CloudWatch logs. This is very good, and this log is there to stay, right? Doesn't depend on like your code build whether you delete the code build or project or not. This log is going to stay there. So this is very good integration, what I could see. Yeah, so this looks good so far. Right, so I could see that this build phase also is completed and it saw that hello world is there and it calls this as a success for this particular build, right? And we can see it is succeeded. Yeah. So we can just go once to phase details and see all the phases got completed. If any the failure is seen, right, we can see that which phase it got failed. So these things we can easily see it from code build page itself. Yeah, so that's it, guys. This I want to show, and hope you learned something new. And yeah, as always, keep learning. Thanks. Bye for now.